Don't.
And we went on the show and we sang these songs that weren't out on a record yet.
Do you think people are going to like this when you do it?
I'm not sure. That's why I have this experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Simon with Ladysmith and Black Mambazo.
She's a rich girl, she don't try to hide it. Diamonds on the soles of her shoes. She's a poor boy, empty as a pocket with nothing to lose. Sing ta-na-na, ta-na-na-na. She got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Ta-na-na, ta-na-na.
And then we sang the song, we perform it with confidence.
People say she's crazy, she got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Well, that's one way to lose these walking blues. Diamonds on the soles of her shoes. She was physically forgotten, but then she slipped into my pocket with my car keys. She said, you've taken me for granted because I please you. Wearing these diamonds. And I could say,
everyone was kind of in awe. It wasn't like anything that had been on the show before. And you could just feel, you felt it in the studio, you knew it was happening in the country, and it was just, boom.
The cheering and the sound in the studio from the audience, it was so loud that I like kind of lost my place in one of the things. It was really surprising because nobody had ever heard it before.
Them being on the show was a revolution in taste. It was this synthesis of two cultures, and the obvious affection that they had for Paul and that Paul had for them was the perfect moment.
When we finished the song, everybody stood up. They clapped and then they even started whistling and all those things. And everybody was very happy for that.
Ladysmith Black Mambazo became the hippest act on the planet, and everybody wanted Ladysmith Black Mambazo. They became international stars and remain so.
so almost 2 years after I first went to South Africa, the record finally came out. It was met with immediate praise.
There is so much despair coming out of South Africa, so many haunting images of death and oppression. It's sometimes hard to remember that life there does go on in all of its forms. And a celebration of the black life of South Africa can be heard in this country in a remarkable album called Graceland.
Rather than diluting one of the most vital pop music subcultures in the world, that of black South Africa, he transforms it. He works a real synthesis. That's very hard to do.
All artists who have long careers periodically hit dead ends. And if you're going to keep a career going, you have to keep being a kid again. And that's, in a way, what he did with Graceland, was to be a kid again, to be back to three chords, to be bouncing around, to be making joyous, danceable music.
And I could say,
it's my favorite album of all time. Second favorite Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life. There was all of this music that had so much vibrancy and life and excitement and rhythm and everything. It just sort of opened up a space inside of you. For myself, my deep and now abiding interest in South Africa was stirred by first listening to Graceland.
Simon's work, Graceland, recently won a Grammy for Album of the Year.
I think
Graceland came at the right moment. It was the perfect storm, you know. The words are amazing, you know, the boy in the bubble and the baby with the baboon heart. Come on now, that's great. You know, the rhythms are great, the music is great, the lyrics are great. It just has a great sound.